Warning. This program contains coarse humor and a sense of language that some people might not share. Viewer discretion is advised.
What should we do next?
You have a gun.
Well, who do I shoot?
It's loaded with a flare.
She might be right. I took the gun from my belt, pointed it to my side, and fired. The room was illuminated by a bright red light. The flare lying in the corner looked like a firework or a sparkler.
Let's go quickly. It won't burn for too long.
Where to? Lena pointed to the second door. It wasn't hard to open, and we headed into the darkness. The flare burned more dimly with every second. I stumbled with every step, even fell down a couple of times, but didn't slow my pace. If it goes out... We finally saw a light in front of us and came to a ladder leading to a grating in the ceiling. The flare hissed and went out. Thank God. It turned out that we were right under the statue of Genda. The grating was rather sturdy, but we managed to open it after breaking the bolts with the flashlight. After reaching the surface, I collapsed on the grass, exhausted. That was terrible. Lena sat next to me. Just dreadful. By that time, I didn't give a damn about this world, the camp, the 410 bus, or my previous life. The strangest and nastiest thing was there was nothing supernatural in these events. Shirk just went crazy, insane. Nothing strange about it. I would have too in his position. Lena patted my head tenderly and smiled.
It's all over now.
I don't know. There is a crazy pioneer in the woods. You could say a maniac killer.
I think he's gonna be alright.
Alright, I'm not sure about that.
The most important thing is that we're okay.
She still smiled. How can you be so calm?
I told you before, I have nothing to be afraid of when I'm with you.
Indeed, I might have saved Lena and myself back there. But it was only by chance, nothing more. If Shirk had been swifter, or crazier... Thanks for the compliment.
You're welcome.
Though we still should have stayed there in the first place.
You're probably right,
she said calmly. I got really sleepy. Because of stress, of exhaustion, of how late in the night it was... We should go to sleep. But I'd have to stand up and walk to the leader's cabin. I wasn't ready for that. My eyes closed for just a moment. The stars looked down at me from the sky. Thousands of them, even millions. Now their light didn't seem to be so distant and cold. On the contrary, they twinkled to me as if whispering among themselves, telling merry fairy tales in eager competition. About a galaxy far, far away, and violet, fluffy piglets, and mysterious asteroid belts where ships have disappeared, about a fearless starship captain and his brave crew, about exceptional treasures and unspeakable peaks of planet on the edge of the universe. I wonder, is that a dream? I lifted my head a little and realized that my head was in Lena's lap. Did I sleep long? I asked in confusion, but didn't rush to get up.
I don't know. I don't have a watch.
She laughed. What the hell is it with that hair? Like, who thinks that hairstyle looks good? Really? Approximately?
Well, maybe 20 minutes?
Ah, that's okay then. I lay down again, feeling nice and calm like never before. The events of the night were becoming distant, as if I was starting to forget them, like the story the stars were telling me.
Sure it came back.
What? I jumped to my feet instantly.
There he is, sleeping on the bench.
Lena pointed to the bench in surprise. And what are you...
You were sleeping so peacefully I didn't want to wake you up.
I felt a shiver of fear, because such behavior was not just strange, it was not just inappropriate, it scared me more than Shurik's instant insanity in the dungeon. A lunatic who half an hour ago tried to kill us arrives, lies nearby on a bench and falls asleep, and she just sits here.
Nothing to worry about. He just seemed to be a little off.
Lena got confused and blushed.
He walked unsteadily and didn't look towards us, and if I made a noise...
She was about to cry. Okay, don't worry. There was some logic to her words. She probably did the right thing. In any case, we had to interrogate Shurik thoroughly. I jumped up, walked to the bench he was sleeping on, and slapped him. Ouch! He woke up at once. What the hell? What are you doing, you bastard? What? Shurik stared at me with a scared and, moreover, sane look. What was that all about down there? What? Where? In the dungeon, in the mine, in the bomb shelter. Did you go completely nuts? I don't understand. He looked around. Why am I here? And where should you be, in your opinion? Oh, wait, I know. You should be in an asylum. I went to the old camp this morning to find some parts, and then...
Don't you remember anything after that?
Lena asked after walking up to us. Yes, I... Don't pretend. I said calmly and sat next to him. It really looked like he wasn't lying, though. I don't understand anything. It's not scientific. Who cares? I don't think that I can trust you. Memory loss can't just occur. Shurik talked to himself, mumbled something, paying no attention to us.
Let's go,
Lena said quietly. Shall we just leave him here?
He's not in his right mind. He has to sleep.
It's dangerous to leave this psycho alone. He may strangle Electronic with an induction coil in the night.
He's going to be all right, trust me.
I had no reason not to trust her. However, I didn't have any reason to trust her either. On the other hand, who cares now? I wanted to fall asleep as quickly as possible. Okay. We left Shurik, who was still mumbling to himself.
We're here.
What? Where?
I have to go further on.
Lena smiled. I hadn't thought about anything all the way here, just followed her, and hadn't noticed that we'd come up on Olga Dmitrievna's cabin. Yes.
Thank you for today.
There's nothing to thank me for. It's just good that we came back alive. We'll see what Shurik has to say tomorrow.
Thanks anyway,
she said mysteriously and averted her eyes. You're welcome.
Well, it's time for me to go. Bye.
Lena quickly turned around and walked quickly in the direction of her cabin. I suddenly had a thought that something about that was a bit off, not quite right. After all that had just happened, well, it's time for me to go. It usually goes differently in such situations, doesn't it? I have no idea what to expect, though. Exhaustion hit me again. Walking with difficulty, I entered the cabin. The leader was sitting on my bed. Semyon! She started to talk sadly. Where you been? Well, I... Prepared for a scolding, I didn't expect that reaction. I went to look for Shurik. Alone? What do I say? Either I went alone or I went with someone else. You know what? Let's not throw her under the bus. Yeah, alone. So, what about Shurik? It looks like Olga Dmitrievna was really worried about the fate of the lost pioneer. What's so strange about that? The leader can't treat her work lightly, but it doesn't mean that she's a heartless person. He's okay. As okay as he could be in such a situation. That's good. Go to sleep. Wait, but... She turned the light out quickly, showing that the conversation is over and I couldn't ask anything. Though should I? Ask why she didn't scold me? Still, Lena. Jeez, I got tea all over the fucking desk. What happened today? My thoughts slowed their pace before stopping completely.